Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Brick Roll. Alright, you may recall back in the early spring, sometimes in March or April or something like that, I replanted the little bed in front of the house by the porch. And what I did, what I've often done, and I did it again this time, is there's different regions in that little bed, and I planted different things in different regions to see what works and what doesn't. That way, if I get something that works, I got a whole bunch of it, but also, if it doesn't work, I don't have the whole area dead. Well, it turns out one of the areas that I did plant with one specific thing didn't do that well, and actually somebody noticed in the comments of that video that they think it was the same thing I had planted the year before, and I think they're right. It was the same thing, because now that I look at it and see how it turned out, it did the same thing last year. Basically, it was really pretty, it had a lot of flowers on it, but then the flowers died off and it was just an ugly plant which slowly died. And that's sort of where it is now. I know it's the middle of the summer. I don't usually want to do a whole bunch of planting at this time of year, but we're going to do this today because I got a big chunk of my front yard that is just looking bad. So I want to get some stuff in there that's going to look good. So this is part of the front bed here. This is the area that's doing really well. I'm very happy with it. Just about everything that I put in here is still alive and looking good. I really like these things. I got a couple of those, and right now they're not doing anything a lot, but when they go, they have really beautiful yellow flowers, and they've definitely done well here. They're significantly larger than they were when I put them in the ground. Heck, even this thing that was in the pot still looks fantastic. So this part of the front yard looks great. It has a lot of variety, a lot of color back here. But when you get up here, this stuff, like I said, it had these beautiful kind of star-shaped flowers on the top of it at the beginning, but it just, you know, after the flowers faded, I've just got these kind of ugly plants here. So everything basically in front of the tree here I want to pull out. There's one of them over there behind the tree too, but I want to clear this whole area out here of these things and get something maybe that's going to do better. I want to actually see if I can find a couple more of these things, because if I could find this, you know, two of them in the front would be fantastic. Maybe that might not be everything that's in there, but you know, it'll at least fill in a lot of space and eventually grow into the space, which is kind of what I want. So I got to do two things. Actually, probably, I guess I don't probably need to raise the soil up that much. The soil looks okay over here. So all I got to do, I think, is go over to the nursery and see if I can find some more of these things. Now, fortunately for that plant that I liked that did really well, I kept the tag for it, so I know exactly what to get. I've been over to the nursery. This is the same place that I got these plants before, and I was looking all over the place trying to find it, and went every row and was just about to give up when I came across a little stash of them. So they had 6 or 7 of them. 4 of them looked really nice. 4 of them was what I wanted, so that's what I got. Let me show you what else I got. So you might remember a week or two ago I did a video about an interesting visitor that was in my backyard. I later discovered it was called a Mississippi kite, and it seemed to be injured, except I couldn't see any evidence of injury. It just didn't want to leave the yard. Now after a day or day and a half, one day I just went out there and he wasn't there anymore. Now some might think, oh no, he got picked up by a predator. I don't think so. Because when I first saw it, it was staring down a cat, and I think if something had tried to take it, there would have been feathers all over the place. I think whatever, for some reason, it was just chilling in my backyard, and I'm not entirely certain, but this, I think, is the same kind of bird. I think this is Mississippi kite too, and I've been hearing them around here off and on this summer. And in fact, I can hear a couple of them right now. There's this one that you can kind of see up there in the trees right there, not really moving a whole lot, but I can hear another one off in the distance. And I don't know, this might be what became of our little red-eyed friend. So whatever, if he's chilling in the yard and enjoying life here, I'm all in favor of that. So as I said before, I was kind of glad I kept the tags for this, because I like to know what it is that I get when it works, so I can get more of them. And of course the tag says this was called a bicolor iris, and I found 4 more bicolor irises here. Like I said, they had 7 of them. 4 of them looked really good, and the other 3 didn't look so good. I only really wanted 4 anyway. And then I kind of started looking around for something else, and I found these. And these are called, what are they called? Sky pencil holly. And so basically what it does is it grows real tall and narrow, and supposedly it'll be like 2 feet thick and up to 10 feet tall. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to put like 3 of them right here, 1, 2, 3, right next to each other along the porch, and then we'll put these the new irises, these things here, in this spot here. And I think that'll look nice, and if those things grow to be 10 feet tall, all the better. That'll look really cool here. Alright, so the first thing you want to do before you replant, obviously, is you got to get the other stuff out of the ground and get the area kind of cleaned up. Get rid of anything that you don't want to be in here after you get your thing going again. And in this case, that includes, leaf waste, sticks. We're starting to get to the point where the pecan trees are dropping pecans, so there's pecans in the yard. I tried to get most of those out of here. And then the next thing you got to do, obviously, is figure out where you want everything to go. Now, I didn't really expect to come home with these things, so this is something that's kind of evolved just in the last little bit. But if these are going to go here in the yard, and they're going to be higher than the roof, what I want to do is get them placed in such a place where they'll spread out over, they can go upward and kind of almost grow together at some point. Like I said, I don't know if these are actually going to work. It's always play it by ear on this kind of stuff, but I'm always going to hope for the best. So I got 3 of these things, and I got 4 of the irises here. And so I've got one here, one here, one here, and kind of one back there. And I think that's going to kind of fill in this part of the planter that I call the area in front of the tree, because there's the tree right there, and it's all the stuff that's in front of it. So, yeah, it's not just a clever name. I actually spent a lot of time thinking about that. But anyway, this is kind of how I want to have everything planted, everything positioned. And next step now is just to put it in the ground. All right, a couple hours have gone by, maybe 3 or 4 hours, if I'm to be honest with you. It's really hot out here today, so what I've been doing is putting 1 or 2 of these in the ground, then going in and cooling off, and then coming out doing a couple more and going in and cooling off. And so what I have been doing is, after I get them put in the ground, I give them a good solid drink from the rain barrel. And so they got a good start right now. I didn't want to get them too much shocked, because that can sometimes happen with plants when you transplant them, is they'll get shocked. And a lot of times that happens is because they dry out and they don't get the moisture they need, and that requires a little extra moisture when they're first being replanted. So I gave them a good start there. Now that I got all the plants in the kind of where I want them to be, and kind of got those soil all leveled out, I'm going to give it a really good drink. I'm going to bring the hose over here, and I got one of the little sprinkler ring things that attaches to the end of the hose, and I'm going to let this soak for a good long time, just so we get it started, because like I said, it's really hot out here today, and we want to give these things every chance they can to get established and to survive. Because if they do well here, then this will look really nice. I have a good feeling about these things, because that's the same things I have over there, and hopefully they'll do well as well. These things I have high hopes for, because that'll kind of enclose in the patio a little bit, or the little porch area a little bit here. And honestly, this was something I was looking at in the backyard for kind of closing in the side of one of the sides of the patio out there next to the patio cover, and if these work well here, maybe we'll get some more of those and put those in the back. But you know, it's all just a wait and see game here. You know, I'm never sure which of these things are going to survive and which aren't. So I always try to find something new, something interesting, and we'll see if this survives. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.